Hey darlings, welcome to the first video on this YouTube channel. It's so weird to be saying that, and it's so weird to actually talk in like my normal voice for once. I have had multiple YouTube channels in the past, so that have dealt with more like commentary, stuff like that. But the last time I had a YouTube channel like that was like 3 years ago, just before I created my ASMR channel. So if you're watching from ASMR channel, that's a little bit of a fun fact, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, today's video is a pretty strong one to start off with. We're gonna be talking about Sabrina Carpenter. She's definitely one of my favorite people. But this channel is not a stan channel. I'm very unbiased. I don't care how much I like you. I still will tell the truth. I'm not gonna be on anybody's side, whatever. So yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna edit these videos. I don't know like how I'm gonna go forward with doing these videos. So I'm sorry if the editing is really weird. I'm trying to get used to doing these kind of videos again. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. I did grab a blanket, and I want you to too. So grab all the blankets, grab the teas, the drinks, whatever. Okay. Anyways, let's truly get into this. Okay, so I have my notes right here. I'm gonna give you a little backstory on my notes. So if I look down, that's why. All right, so Sabrina started her acting journey as Paula on Law and Order. So that's kind of like where she started off originally before moving on to like Disney or whatever. And then when she did move to Disney, she was on like Austin and Ally. She was on Phineas and Ferb and shows like that. But in 2013, she finally did, break out into the, kind of her breakout role, and she got a role on Girl Meets World as Maya Hart, as technically like the second main character in the TV show. And so that's kind of where a lot of people got to know her. And she also had a really good amount of success from the show. That's like a lot of where people know her from is Girl Meets World. So that's where a lot of her image comes from. And during the show, she did sign with Hollywood Records for a 5-album deal. So this included her debut EP, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. This also includes her debut albums, Eyes Wide Open, and then Evolution, Single Act 1, and Singular Act 2. So she was under Hollywood Records for all 5 of these albums. And then eventually in January of 2021, she did sign with Island Records because she thought it'd be good, for her career changing. And obviously that would prove to be one of the best decisions she's ever made in her career. And since she was under Hollywood Records, she was able to have a lot more freedom, a lot more maturity. She was able to show her artistry more. Like under Hollywood Records, they definitely wanted her to have a clean image, but under Island Records, obviously she was allowed to do a lot more stuff since she was under a more mature record label. All right, so if we fast forward a little bit, Sabrina did release her 5th studio album on July 15th of 2022, titled Emails I Can't Send. Now I know a lot of you people, you knew like Sabrina people think that, Short and Sweet is like just her 2nd album, but actually that's her 6th album. Emails I Can't Send is her 5th album, not her 1st album. But Emails I Can't Send did explore a lot more mature themes, and when I mean mature, it doesn't always mean more explicit. In Emails I Can't Send case, I wouldn't really say it was explicit. It just was more mature than her previous records, and you can definitely tell that through like the music videos, through a lot of the lyrics. Like it, you could definitely tell that this was a really big shift from her previous 4 albums. And then so later that year, Nonsense began to blow up. It was just a normal album track, but it did start to blow up on TikTok. So this made Sabrina turn it into a single, and then it eventually became one of her best-selling singles, like to this day. Like it's still one of her most known singles. It's still a single that definitely a lot of people know, and that song definitely had like a lot more like playful sides of Sabrina. If we fast forward even further, in April of 2024, just before going to Coachella, Sabrina released her single Espresso. So at the time, I believe it probably was just a standalone single, but obviously Espresso quickly you know, had worldwide successes. You guys all know watching this video. Like, even if you guys aren't fans of Sabrina, you guys definitely have heard Espresso on the radio, on TikTok, on Spotify, Apple Music. You've heard it somewhere. And that song and the music video definitely was very, like, mature. Definitely very mature, definitely. And when I mean mature, I do mean a lot more explicit this time. And then eventually later, you know, this year, you know, just in August, she released her 6th studio album, Short and Sweet. And Short and Sweet had a lot of explicit songs, way more than any of her previous albums. This album was definitely a big leap in terms of maturity for Sabrina, and that's kind of where like this, like, you know, like the point of this video pretty much is, you know, like this controversy surrounding her maturity, because as we know, you know, Sabrina shows a lot more mature things nowadays. And if we go back to the song Nonsense, she does different outros for Nonsense. Usually, like, when she goes on tour and she performs it, she usually does different, like, outros. And the outros, you know, they're meant to be comical, and people should take them as comical, but they do have, like, you know, sexual things to them. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube, but we're probably like 7 or 8 minutes into the video, so hopefully, if I'm not allowed to say that, I hope we don't detect that this late. But anyways, honestly, in my opinion, Sabrina isn't being too mature. I honestly feel like this is a thing. This is a thing with ex-Disney stars. I would say child stars, like, in general, but it really happens with Disney stars. They want Disney kids to be in a box, and they don't want them to ever evolve. Like, they never want to see them evolve. They want them to be in that, like, kitty box. The most recent case before Sabrina's had to have been Halle, because, you know, she was in The Little Mermaid, and I remember watching this live, and, you know, she was swearing in it.
Y'all are stupid.
Ariel.
It's here to get y'all every motherfucking time.
And, you know, people were like, why is she swearing? Why is she swearing? Why is she swearing? But she's literally, I think, in her mid-20s, I believe. And I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, like, she's in her mid-20s. And people are questioning why is she swearing, because she was, you know, a Disney princess. But, you know, that shouldn't mean anything. You know, like, she's an adult and she's a human. So, you know, that's kind of my thing on that. And going back to Sabrina, this shouldn't even be a debate, because Sabrina's 25 years old. And so the last time I checked, 25-year-olds can do what they want. So I don't understand why someone would be mad at a 25-year-old, especially because she hasn't been on Disney since she was like, because Girl Meets World ended in like 2017. So like, yeah, like it's been a long time. So she definitely doesn't have to be in that image. She's not under Hollywood Records anymore. She's definitely a grown woman. You know, she definitely doesn't need, you know, people telling her what to do and stuff like that. That's kind of my opinion on that. I know people might disagree with me, because people might be like, hey, you know, people shouldn't be showing that anyways, and I get it. But if it's not affecting your life, then I don't think, you know, like, I don't really see why you would talk about it. Like, I think everyone is allowed to have their own opinion, of course, but I don't know, like, that's just kind of my thoughts on that. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to everything, so I'm really sorry the editing is really weird on this video, and this video was a bit shorter than I would have wanted to, but I promise that the videos in the future will be a lot better. I'm just getting used to being on camera in this kind of light. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. You guys know exactly what to do if you guys did like it. If you didn't, well, you know, you can tell me why you didn't like it either. I'm open to all discussions, okay? But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye, darlings.